you ever wonder why some people are so successful? Is because it starts with what you think. What you think is what is going to become what you say. What you say is going to be what you action, and your actions become a pattern.
Yeah.
And so if you have these negative thoughts, you're going to say negative stuff. You're going to do negative things. It's going to be repetitive of that. You flip it on the positive side, and then you'll have those positive results.
Welcome to the Pure Intentions podcast, where real love, raw emotions, and intentional relationships come together. Welcome to the Pure Intentions podcast, where we talk everything relationship from an intentional point of view. I am your host, Chrissy A.
I'm your co-host, Sir Anthony.
And today, I wanted to just be like random and just like talk about just like some random stuff, and whatever comes out, let the spirit flow through us.
Okay.
I did want to start with a letter that we received.
Okay. I like those.
I want to be lame again like I was last time and do the we just got a letter.
Do your thing.
No, I'm going to save it. I'm going to come up with my own little theme song for our letters. Y'all got to catch me next time. But we received a letter from a watcher and a listener.
Or watcher.
Or watcher, whichever one you are. We appreciate you either way. So let me read it. Dear Pure Intentions, I'm writing about my homegirl because she's been struggling with her dating life, and I feel like she needs some real talk. She got this list of what she wants in a man, and it's a lot. She says she's not being picky, just clear about her standards, but honestly, I think it's making things harder for her. Here's the list. He has to be over 6 feet tall, make at least 6 figures, love to travel, be in the gym regularly, have no kids, love God, be emotionally available, and know how to communicate. He also needs to be funny, ambitious, and family-oriented with good credit in his own place. Oh, and bonus points if he doesn't mind spoiling her, because a man should want to provide. Keisha says, oh, I wasn't supposed to say her name.
It's a million Keishas in this world.
It's one of y'all Keishas out here. Keisha's y'all friend talking about y'all, but in a good way. She looking for advice. So Keisha says she's tired of quote unquote dusties and doesn't want to settle, but she's constantly frustrated, saying she can never find what she's looking for. I know she deserves someone amazing, but I think her list is setting her up for disappointment. She says she's just trying to find a good man who's got it all together, but where does she go from here? Sincerely, a friend watching the struggle. The struggle be real, honey. So, do you have any advice for her?
My advice for her is, if that's what she wants, then go after everything that she really wants. Mm-hmm. Remember, if she's dating with intentions, this is her standard. And so, I'm gonna go. I wish I could find this one meme to put with this video, but there was a girl talking about. I sent that video to you, and she had said that some women, especially successful women, have a list and standards, and then as they are younger, they're focused on their career, not children and dating and all that stuff. But by the time that they settle down, she referred to this other successful lady, and now they settle for these type of men that in this past list they would have never settled for.
Yeah.
So it's a hard struggle to be able to compromise something that you really want.
Yeah. I get that. I feel like that if she does go the route that you're talking about, that she has to first be okay with being alone, because that's a possibility. Her list is very extensive. I feel like that by her knowing exactly what she wants, she's already accomplished something that a lot of people don't. So kudos to her for being able to say, this is what I want out of a man. Like, these are my standards, and knowing those. Like, that's a positive right there. That's a win. However, I do feel like that she can be flexible on some of them. Like, some of them are very realistic. like a family oriented man. I feel like though that, and what else she said, let me look back. She said being family oriented, love God, um, emotionally available, able to communicate. Those are very key essentials for having a successful relationship. So I feel like those are reasonable, but she can be more lenient on the ones where it's just like he has to have good credit. Because if he's working on his credit, you know what I mean? You come in a situation, maybe that man's working on himself, and that's okay. Maybe he has some sense of stability right now, but he's still learning. And it's like sometimes a lot of women that have all of those things on their list, sometimes they're not even all those things. So it's like,
That's what I was gonna go to next.
yeah,
So we assume that she has those.
everything.
Um,
And she's
or
successful. Her friend says
okay,
she's a successful person, but something that her friend might view as successful, a man might not look at that like, oh, this is the woman that I want to be with. So you gotta come correct too, Keisha.
or we've been seeing this with successful people and what they're looking for in their partner.
Yeah.
Like the Shay Shay and Kiki Palmer interview. And she's looking for somebody to fill the voice that she doesn't have. Of course,
Yeah.
she's not looking for a Dusty, but you have to meet a certain standard and then take up the strengths that she lacks, and vice versa. So what do you
Yeah.
think about that?
I think that that makes a lot of sense because that's us. Like where like we talked about this before, where I lack a, you have, those are your very strong. Like I'm a procrastinator, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. This man will get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work on this podcast, to work on his business that he owns. And he will work until late that night. If he has an idea, he's going to implement that idea. I love that about him. I'm just not that. I have an idea. I'll write my ideas down. Like I typically come up with the whole frame of the podcast, but he does the editing, he does the filming, like he does all the background work, and it's like this to me is where we're equally yoked at. And when it comes to like our emotional situations, I take the upper hand with that. So it's like when we talk about being equally yoked, a lot of people, I don't feel like a lot of people understand what that is. Like when you lack in something, I'm there to pick up that slack. And where I lack in, I don't want somebody who has the same strengths as me. Because if we both are able to communicate in a relationship and be able to assess things as far as our emotions goes and be able to be calm, but then we both spend money like crazy, we gonna be broke together. So it's like that's not being equally yoked. That's someone who you find as your equal as far as what we have in common. We have commonality, but we're not equally yoked.
Yeah, it's two
So
different things.
yeah, it's two different things. So yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. And I would like to pull this back to us because I like to put our little things in here too. We actually is so dope, y'all. We created lists before we knew each other. So I wanted to share our list with our audience. This was way before we met, way before we started dating. And I wrote in my diary what the perfect man would look like to me. And it literally says my perfect partner, y'all. So, this was in 2021. What year is it? Yep, it was September 2021. And this is what I wrote. I put my perfect partner loves to travel with me. You got to be specific, y'all. When y'all manifesting, you got to be specific.
Just like when everybody asked Sierra, what exactly did you write when you got your man?
This is
what you're talking
it.
about.
So, my perfect partner loves to travel with me, loves buying me nice things, believes a happy wife is a happy life, creates happiness within himself, knows what he wants from life, is honest, mature in every aspect of life, knows how to enjoy himself, loves me for everything I am, doesn't try to control or change me, adds to my growth, loves making me smile, loves working out with me, great relationship with my kids, financially literate, great at saving, motivates me to be the best version of myself, wants to get married to me, that's the specifics. Easy to communicate. I know it's long, y'all, but it's reason, like the things that I wrote wasn't superficial. Like I didn't say I needed a 6 feet something type of man. Like these were things that I felt like would be conducive to my relationship. And these were things that I felt like would help me become the better version of me. And I was like, gets along with my children very well. My children loves him back, respects my children fully, spoils us with love, committed to whatever he says he will do, gets along well with my children's father. That's up right now. Non-judgmental, listens well to me and others, communicates easily, creative, business savvy, works well with me, not a follower, gives great advice, and not bisexual. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I have nothing against the gay community. None of that. I just didn't want, like, we have preferences of what we want, and I don't want to be with a bisexual male. And there are women out there that like bisexual men, you know. So this is no shade to y'all. Y'all do what y'all do, honey. But that was my list, and it's crazy that I wrote that in 2021, and we actually met for the very first time. I don't know.
It was New Year's Eve. What year was that coming into? 2023?
Was it 23?
I think 20.
2.
22?
It was coming into 2023. But it was the end of 2022. Okay, we met. We didn't know each other still, but we met. And when I saw him, I'm like, oh, that man is so fine. But he was taken, and I don't do taken. I don't do people that are in relationships. It's never been my thing. I believe karma is real, and what you put out in the universe, it comes right back to you. And I feel like what's meant for you is meant for you. And I feel like we're the identification of that. But we met during that year, and we just got together this year in July. In July. And it was like we were talking one day, and we like I made a list. I was like, I made a list of my perfect partner. And I started reading it to him. I'm like, oh my God, this is you. Because in July, your birthday is in September. We went and we traveled to Puerto Rico for his birthday. We hadn't even been together that long. And he like, I want to go to Puerto Rico. I'm taking you with me. And I'm like, okay, check. You know, and me not even thinking about my list. It's like you were the perfect person for me. Aww. Based off this list. And when I read it to you after we did the trip to Puerto Rico, I think we did that after Puerto Rico. When I read it to you, how he is with my kids, like my middle child, she likes nobody. Like when I say nobody, I mean nobody. And when she met him, it was like, I like him for you. He's good for you. So all my kids love him, especially Kim. I think Kim can't get enough of you. And everything that was really, really important for me on that list, he prays with me. Like, I just feel like you are my perfect partner. And we have our moments, but the fact that we are able to work through those makes it like the icing on the cake. You know, so I love you. Love you too, so he wrote a list too. The list wasn't technically about manifestation, but to the point of that, it was something that you wanted. And to the point of manifestation, our words have so much power to it. Our thoughts have so much power to it. So even when you're speaking something, you're creating that world for yourself. So be mindful of the things that you say, even when they come off negative, like if you're mad at somebody or whatever, be just mindful because you curse with your words. And your list you created, I want you to read to people. We shared this with each other. We're like, oh wow, it's amazing because I forgot all about my list. I brought this diary to your house and I just read and I'm like, babe, I made a list and you're on my list. And I didn't know it.
And ironically, I made a list like you said. It wasn't, I didn't know that I was manifesting this. And then to piggyback on what you said, you're right about things that you ever wonder why some people are so successful is because it starts with what you think. What you think is what is going to become what you say. What you say is going to be what you action, and your actions become a pattern.
Yeah.
And so if you have these negative thoughts, you're going to say negative stuff. You're going to do negative things. It's going to be repetitive of that. You flip it on the positive side, and then you'll have those positive results. So she didn't even, she manifested this and received it. However, the things that I was manifesting was something that I wanted from a relationship that I wasn't getting. And then when we read this to each other, it was like, oh my God. So this is September of last year, 2023. What I unknowingly, like for us as guys, we kind of, because we're not vocal as much, we kind of, and then we think we know what we want, we're visual. So we go after what we see. But then once you get past the visuals, what really do you want?
Yeah.
If you ask a guy to do that, and be honest.
And don't get it twisted because we visual too.
Not as much as us. Y'all are, but not as much as us.
How many
you
women
all
you know
auditory more than
are.
visual.
I agree with that.
I could tell you something that
many,
weighs more than what you see. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry because I just cut you off.
I'm finished.
How many women you know who's like, I need a nigga that's 6 feet tall. I need a nigga that's tall. Like, he ain't my type. You know, like, we actually visual too, but we do care. Like, I do believe that women can fall for a man or love a man that she was not initially attracted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've actually heard of a lot of stories like that.
Yeah.
It's the personality. And then anybody, to get to know your personality, you have to spend time with them, talk to them, experience them. So, and it's beyond the looks.
Yeah, because baby, I done dated some ugly niggas. But they had great personality. Can we drink on camera?
Hey, this is the Pure Intentions podcast.
Okay.
Nightjar from Cooper's Hawk. And if you want to sponsor this,
go ahead.
Be our guest.
Because we love us some Nightjar, baby. We members too.
Yeah. Chocolate almond. Romance red. Sweet red. That's her favorite, sweet red. So my list started out as something that I did not know that I wanted and liked because I was having lack in the past.
Yeah.
So this is what I wrote down. For me, my top thing is, we said it on a different podcast, and for our new viewers, I want to be respected. So I'm going down this list. Respected, back, neck, face, and head rubs. To be touched, caressed, held, kissed, and looked at. Touching my face and beard, compliments that make me blush, random kisses on the back of my neck, randomly sitting on my lap, interrupting my work, sensuality, sexting. The next is getting a little freaky, so being groped.
Being groped?
Yeah, being groped. You know how you be coming up to me and grabbing my stuff?
Oh.
Maybe I should stop there because the rest get a little explicit. It's all sexual stuff, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But beyond the whole top of that list was about affection.
Your love language is physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize that until I wasn't getting it anymore. And so when I read this list to you, then you read your list to me, it's like, oh my God. So to bringing it back home to the point is you have to manifest what you want. And sometimes it starts with your ideas.
Yeah.
The type of people we are, we write down our ideas. Some people can just remember that stuff, but at least get it in your head, speak it, feel it, and it will manifest. And I'm actually going to take that on a different tangent with my daughter. So when she was a teenager, she was 12 or 13, she had a dark period in her life. And, you know, in order to bring her back to a positive side, what I did was the movie, Will Smith's movie, Pursuit of Happiness. Have
I
you seen it?
love it.
Oh my God. If you
It's
haven't,
like it's one of the greatest. It made me cry, you know.
it made everybody cry.
Oh, I cried like a baby.
So in that, he told his son, he said, don't ever let anybody tell you what you can't do, not even me.
Yeah.
I printed that out, put that on her wall, like inspirational stuff.
Oh, I love that.
And I wanted her to see that every day when she wake up. And now I'm seeing the manifestation of that. And so I wanted her to run my companies. That's what I really tried to get my daughter to do.
She ain't going. Your daughter, I think you did an amazing job as a parent. Like, I wish I had a dad like you. Like, just seeing how you show up for her, seeing, you know, like how successful she is as a woman, a young woman, 21-year-old woman. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm not going to give you all the credit because she got a mama too.
Yes, yes.
She has a mama too.
And she has a village.
Yeah, she has a village. Your family.
Great village.
Your family is just amazing.
Thank you.
Like, your family is so supportive of everything that you do. Like, to be able to deal with you in a relationship that they knew wasn't good for you, and to allow you to make that decision on your own without trying to influence it and say, hey, I'm still here. I'm your cousin, your sister, your auntie, you know, your uncle. So I love you. And whatever decision you make for you, I'm going to back that decision. I've seen nothing but that since I've met your family. They're so welcoming, so loving, and they love each other so well. Like, it's like, you can't help but to have successful people in your family because how y'all just back each other up so much. Mm-hmm. It's like, when I tell y'all, it's such a beautiful thing. Their family is huge. Like, I have a big family, but my family isn't like the supportive family. They're the woe is me type. Like, if something happened, like, well, shit, I'm going through stuff too. Well, this is happening to me too. Who gonna help me out? Like, that is my family's thought process. And I probably talked to, from my mom's side, I probably just talked to a couple of people from that side of my family. I don't, to their defense, I don't know everybody in my family that well, because I didn't grow up with my mom's side. But to just be around your family and to experience how they love and how they even just accepted me coming through the door, you know, it's just such a beautiful thing. So, but back to the fact that you are a wonderful dad. The way you show up as a father, even when I first came here and I saw the painting that your daughter drew of a picture that y'all took together because her teeth fell out and you made the little mocking. You helped, like, your teeth fell out with her. You know, so you put the little, what you put, foil?
Reese's cup. The
black, the wrapper from the Reese's cup, y'all.
Was my missing teeth.
We gonna take a picture and post it so that y'all can see it. You gotta edit that in. It was such a beautiful thing. And even just like first coming here and first being in your room and seeing that, it was just like, oh my God, this is a man. Like, a man that values family, a man that values the people that he loved. Like, I want to be on that side of you. Like, I appreciate that side of you. Because I dated a lot of different men and women that didn't have those type of relationships with their family. I don't have that type of relationship with my family, but I've always wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And I did grow up with, like, my dad's side of the family. We did grow up in a type of family where we did things together like your family does. So I've seen it. You know, it's just that when we got older and people started dying, we were supposed to take over that, and we didn't. I was telling you that. So I commend you for being the father you are, the cousin you are, the uncle you are. Like, baby, we be keeping them damn kids. We be keeping them nephews. That one nephew, I love him so much. Like, Cam adores Kaden, but baby, Cam and Kaden together,
Ruthless.
double trouble.
It's WWE up in this joint.
Look, I'm pretty sure some of my gray hairs came. The grays on this side came from Kaden, and the grays on this side is definitely my son.
So the thing with her was the manifestation of, I wanted her to run my companies. I've even told her this. I've argued this with her. She straight up told me, no, Dad, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to college for psychology, criminal psychology. And she's blossoming and pursuing her thing down in Atlanta at Spelman, doing well. And it's like, when I sit back and look at it, sometimes it's like, this is what you want. You set her whole life up for it. And when you actually see it happen, you like,
it's happening.
It's happening. Like, whoa.
Yeah, it's happening.
So, yeah.
Kudos to you. Kudos to her, too, because...
And her mom in the village.
Mm-hmm. Because even sometimes people have a village and they still don't go down the route of success. Mm-hmm. Like, so kudos to her, because actually being in school, being able to tackle those things, and like, I just really commend herself, because as an individual going through that process, sometimes people can get overwhelmed with what their family want them to become. Even telling you, like, nah, Dad, that's not what I want for my life. And recognizing that and going after what she wants is such a beautiful thing, which shows the testament to how you and her mother raised her. Oh, we can stick on manifestation, because I actually manifested my friendships too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I feel like I manifested Elena. I did. I had
a guest on the podcast.
She was, and that's actually probably gonna. It aired. It aired already.
It aired already.
Yeah. Okay. So the podcast that aired already, we had our first guest, which was Elena Lele. And I manifested that friendship with us. And it's so crazy. I don't want to go into details, because I kind of want to, like, her to be here along with other women to talk more about it. But I purchased this book from Five Below. If y'all don't know, Five Below got, like, the best book section. Like, a lot of good stuff in there. A lot of people probably not up on game on these books. But when it comes to, like, chakra healing, manifestation books, motivational books, stuff like that, where you actually doing activities in them, writing in them, I feel like Five Below is a nice place to go to get those type of books. And I buy them all for my friends, like I do. But I bought this book, and you basically have to write down a topic. It's a manifestation book. You write down a topic of what you're trying to manifest. You go into details about that topic. And I was in a season of my life where I just wanted really good friends. And I wanted God to rid me. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people do. They pray. And they be like, whoever not meant to be in my life, just take them away from my life. And God really started taking people away. But I manifested Elena, because I wrote down, I want to have friends that are on a healing journey. I want to be friends with people that understand that even though we are different, we have similar experiences. I want to manifest women that love each other wholeheartedly, know how to communicate and understand everybody's communication style. Like, I just went into details about my friends. Like, we manifest men a lot, but your friends are very important, a very essential part of your growth, of your life,
Support system.
your support
That
system.
village.
The thing I love about Elena is she works so hard at her business and what she does. She's a beautiful dancer,
Businesses.
y'all. Her businesses. She works so hard at everything she does. She has so much passion behind it. And when she loves, she loves. And she has this sense of self-love where nobody can attack her in certain areas where it's just like, you ain't right for me. And she's so calm. Like, she's not a confrontational type of person. So when she gets somebody who's rah, 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 she was like, child. And she will walk away from that entire situation. When I say she's a Virgo woman, she's definitely a Virgo woman. And I feel like she's the type of person that I can tell all my business to and know that it's not going to be repeated.
Our business.
All my business too. I said what I said. I do tell her about us.
No, I know. I'm teasing.
And the thing is, like, I know how you felt about, like, you know, things like a lot of people feel like things should stay within your household. But if my household is the problem, how can I release this energy that I'm feeling? Like, you should always have maybe a therapist, even if you don't have a friend like Elena, because Elena dope as fuck. Y'all can't have my friend, she's mine. But if you don't have that type of friend where you can go and have those conversations with and talk to and feel like that it's going to just stick there and they can give you sound advice without being biased because they're your friend, then you should go seek therapy, because sometimes your household is the problem. And, like, it's not saying that we can't work things out or we can't fix it. Sometimes I don't see it through your lens. And Elena allows me to see it from your point of view. Like, I understand what you're saying, Chrissy, but you got to understand where he's coming from too. And that's why I love her so much. That's why she is my support system, where if we're having some type of situation where we can't resolve it in that moment, I will go for a walk and I will call Elena, like, am I tripping, girl? She's like, yeah, girl, you tripping. And I'm like, okay, well, let me get it together, you know, because I value her opinion.
Thank you, Lele.
She don't always agree with you, though.
She has mostly agreed with me.
Okay, calm
That's
down.
my Virgo buddy.
Calm down. Anyways, but back to the point of
Manifestation.
people, like, doing this thing where it's just like you pray and you like, God, rid me from people. Have you ever done that? Take people out of my life that don't belong, that's not conducive to my purpose that you have for me.
I think I've done the opposite. Bring the ones that have purpose.
Ooh.
Bring them into my life.
Okay.
I think I've been that kind of a person most of my life.
Okay.
Because I want, like you said, I want successful friends. I want dope, successful friends that are doing way better than me, that inspire me. Like, okay, I want to get to their level. And I have few of those, and then I have family members like that. Like, okay, I admire what they're doing. I'm not jealous at all what they're doing. And there's a podcast on that about jealousy. Go check that out.
A period.
But I want people that are doing way better than me because I want to get to their level. I'm the type that I want to pick your brain. If you're doing something great and I want to do that too, and we friends, do you know how much free advice that is that they normally would charge for?
Yeah.
Just put the monetary piece aside.
No, for
it's
real.
Just like, man, my buddy is doing this and I'm seeing it firsthand and I can talk to them and experience it with them and take that ride with them. That's amazing. I don't see how people could get jealous at that and want to sabotage stuff like that. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But that's to them who do that. But for me, I'm gonna take the route of that inspires me.
I think that sometimes people get jealous because like you come from a place of inspiration where you see something like, oh, I love that. That's something that I want out of my life. Let me better myself. Let me ask questions so I can understand what they're doing, so I can take and piggyback and utilize it in my own way. Whereas to those other people are like, that's something I want to do in my life, but I can't because I'm stuck in my victim mentality. I want to be victimized. I want to feel like this isn't happening for me because of this happened in my childhood, or this isn't happening for me because this person did this, rather than saying, I can learn from this person. They're like, this person think they better than me because they made it through it. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm gonna give you I'm sorry.
No.
A scenario. Like I got a buddy that this was a while ago. Back down, him and a group of his buddies that were like minded. They started a club, a nice club in a whole different city from this city. And his advice to me was, we started this off of, we all have good credit. We put our credit up to build this club. We didn't put any of our money to build this club. So if it goes south, which hindsight it did, $1 out of my pocket or my other guy's pocket wasn't touched.
Yeah.
Credit can always be rebuilt.
Yeah.
But it was another person in that crew that looked at that negatively and was like, I wouldn't have did nothing like that. See, the club went south. I'm like, but it made sense. It's like, okay, credit can be built. Give it a couple years. If I did it before, I can do it again. And I still got my money to do it again.
If it didn't go south,
that part.
If it was very, very successful, then what would you have to say?
Right. But I'm looking at, that's the side I'm looking at it from. Like, okay, if I'm making an investment like this, it's probably wise to use somebody else's money if it fails. I don't want it to fail.
Yeah.
But if it fails, it failed off somebody else's dime. Yeah, my credit took a hit. But if I want to do this venture or something else, I still got my money in the bank to go and reinvest and do this.
Yeah, I like that because it's like it's so easy it's so hard to build your credit up, but it's so easy for that motherfucker to go down. And it's like, I worked so hard to build this credit up, and one small mistake will make it plummet so fast. And you might get discouraged, but don't get discouraged. Sometimes we go through things, sometimes life happens, and your credit can always be built back up.
It can.
Like, I have that thought process because when I got pregnant with Kim, before I got pregnant with Kim, I built my credit up and I was in the 700 club. When I got pregnant with him, I didn't know that my pregnancy was going to cause me to get sick to the point that I couldn't work. I was on bed rest, like damn near my entire pregnancy. And that was from the first couple of months, my first trimester, I was on bed rest. So I couldn't work. And I'm a single mom, so I had to pay my own bills. And I became homeless. My credit shot back down to like, now when I'm at the 700 club, now I'm back in the 400 club. And it was depressing. And I called one of my friends and he was like, Chrissy, understand that credit drops, but it also rises. And when you start making the money that I know you can make, you're going to have bigger financial problems to where it's just like, I'm making all this money. I got to deal with these financial issues, but it's okay because I can make more money because I've been here before.
More money, more problems.
And with the credit thing, I built my credit back up. After I had my baby, I built my credit back up. So I became part of 700 Club again. And then it dropped again because my dad got sick. And I had to take full responsibility of him, to take care of him. And my credit dropped again. But I don't so much worry about it or I'm pressed about it. Like, I know that I can be a part of the 700 Club again. I want to be part of the 800 Club.
That part.
So it's just like, things happen. Everything happens for a reason. To not get so stressed out by your situation that it causes you to go into a state of depression of the things that you don't have. because they're all accessible to you once you change your mind state, your frame of thoughts, your frame of living. Everything that happens to you in your life, you're creating that. I created being a single. I know y'all gonna hate me for saying this. I created being a single mom 3 times over. I was so stuck in my process and I was so scared that it was going to keep happening to me, that my words and my actions and the way that I was living kept producing those situations to keep coming back to me. Because what I feel like God does, I believe in God, but if you don't, whatever the universe, whatever you believe in, what it does is everything is a learning lesson. And if you don't learn that lesson when it comes back to you, I don't think that, like a lot of people think that God keep putting it in your face until you learn it. No, stuff keeps getting in your face because that's life. But when you learn how to deal with it and learn how to approach it, you can dismiss it every time it comes in your face. Those are my beliefs. So everything kept coming in my face. I still wanted love. I still was people pleasing. I still was, giving people what they wanted instead of what I knew I needed for myself. And when I did that, I kept producing babies out of wedlock, and I manifested my life. I produced my life to the way it was. And now I'm in a sense of knowing that. So now I can approach it from a different perspective. So ain't no more babies coming out of me, y'all. None.
No, I want to piggyback what you said more about manifestation. So starting with the theme, we brought up Sierra and all the women. Okay, what exactly did you, when you manifested, be specific about what you want. Be intentional about all of the things that you want. Like Chrissy A said, put this list together, but some of those things that you can be a little flexible on, put those in a category.
Like height. Y'all, most of our kings nowadays that single are short. They're under 6 feet tall. And that's okay. Especially if I'm 5 feet tall looking for a 6 feet wide. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in my heels, I'm only 5'4", 5'5". So let's be realistic about that.
Yeah, the superficial stuff.
Yeah.
Be willing to be flexible on, or somewhat of a compromise, but the things that are your absolute, you have stick with that.
Yeah, like a beard.
For you, it's a beard.
Yeah, so I'm not talking to no naked face man.
I can't go naked face.
No. And that might seem superficial to y'all, but
on
no.
the screen, the what do you call it, Snapchat thing to take my beard
Don't
away.
do that.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do the bald one.
Don't do that.
I'm putting that right on the screen.
Oh my God, he look like my daddy when he do that. He look just like my daddy when he do the bald one. Like you look like my father.
Here go the bald one right here. Here go the naked face one right here.
Oh Lord, and he go my daddy right here. I can't.
But yeah, manifest what you want.
And also manifestation, it works really good when you feel what you want. Like be appreciative of the things like they've already happened for you, because it's hard to manifest when you have the mindset that this might not happen, and don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Like,
because it might not be your time now.
Don't dwell on it, because that list that I wrote, I think I wrote that list down and threw it to the side. I threw that shit to the side. I completely forgot about it until I brought this book over here, and I'm just like reading my diary to you, and I'm like, wait, man, look at this. I manifested you.
And that's how it happened. She read that to me, and then I said, hold on. And I looked in my phone, and I saw the date. I mean, hers was September 2021. Mine was September 2023.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yep.
But yeah, be specific about what you want. And this is what, if you're not a person, I encourage you to write it down. Because another thing that I do, I have so people always want to do New Year's resolutions. Don't take my drink. New Year's resolutions. But that's a good thing. and stick to them. What I do is I write them down
Yeah.
for the whole year and stick to that.
Oh.
So you seen the resolutions that's on the wall for 2024.
I love that you do that.
Even though I might not have accomplished all of those things this year, that's something subconscious I'm thinking. I wrote about it. I wake up and I look and I see it. And then I can actively think about it, or it'll be in my subconscious.
Yeah.
Then I can think about it. I can speak it. Spoken action pattern. Mm-hmm. That's how you get into something to become a habit.
Yeah. Yep. And I feel like that a lot of times, because habits are created through that way, we have habits that we are now in that aren't good for us. And I feel like for me, what worked for me was meditation, because a lot of people feel like that when you're meditating, you might be doing it wrong, because we're told that meditation means to quiet your mind. And sometimes when you first in the root of meditation, the first thing is to be aware of what your subconscious is saying. Be aware of your thoughts so you can replace those thoughts with the thoughts that you actually want, rather than the thoughts that's already been, drilled in your mind of what you've already created. And that's how change happens. So yeah, meditate, speak things into existence. Try not to be negative all the time. And I know sometimes in this world, it's kind of challenging. I don't want to say hard. It's a little challenging to be positive. Sometimes the people that you are around could be really negative and carry that frequency of low vibration around you when you're trying to be a high vibrational person. Even if you are in a low vibrational state and you want to be better, the idea that you know that this is what I want, start surrounding yourself with people that are higher vibrational. And if the people that are low vibrational falls off, it's okay. Like, mourn those relationships, but don't stick to them, because that's not where you want to be in your life. And that is okay to say, this is not what I want for me. I want better for me. And I know I'm not here yet. But when you surround yourself with people that are there, you start to take on their behaviors and see their strengths and make them your strengths. So now you have somebody to where you can look at and say, okay, I like that quality and trait about them. That's what I want for me. And to be able to say, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and start meditating off those qualities, So yeah, be intentional. Everything that we do is going to be about being intentional for yourself, for your relationships, whether it be family relationships, friendships, whether it's love relationships. Like, we just want y'all to be intentional in this world, and that's the audience that we're reaching out to. So if you are intentional, hit this subscribe button, follow us. We're going to put out a podcast every Wednesday about intentionality on different topics. This was more of a rant type of topic, but I feel like it did pretty good.
Very productive.
Yeah, I like it. So I kind of want to close out with an intentions card, an intention starter card, because we always got to plug our cards in this event. We want you guys to go purchase these off our website. We also have other cards if you're not into the first dating stage, because these are like first dates, second dates, getting to know somebody before the relationship starts. But we also have the couples cards where you're actually committing to a relationship. We have marriage cards. We have all those great cards. If you even starting over with somebody that you've already previously been in, we have cards for you.
Every state. And friendship cards.
Friendship cards. Date your friends. So yeah, let's do an intention start. I said it, so I'm gonna ask you the question.
All right.
How do you feel about physical intimacy on a first date?
See, I should have asked you that.
Yeah.
Because ladies need to answer that. Because listen, yes, bring it on. I want it.
I feel like it's a good question for you to answer too, because if I'm dating you, I need to know what your intentions are. Are you trying to be physical with me in this moment? Like, do you feel like that we're having this date to go fuck right now, or go have sex. I'm sorry, this is for TikTok. When we post this on TikTok, are you having this moment so that we can go and be intimate sexually right now, or are you really trying to get to know me?
That's a good question, because across the board, most people will say men, it's a yes. That's what men want. But there are some mature men that when they're dating and they really like you, a guy that really like you, he probably not looking for that. And I'm talking, if he really, really like you, it probably turn, let me say this properly, it won't turn him off. He will feel some type of way if that's what you're leading with to secure him. Because then he's thinking like, is that all you got to offer?
Yeah.
But real dudes that really like you, they want to get to know you. And that's the bonus. In general, yes, most guys want that. But real dudes that really like you, that's what they looking for.
I feel like even before the liking, because now we on a first date with this question. So even before you really, really liking me, like if you're a man that's intentional about what you want in this period of time in your life, like you want to actually find a woman to commit to, that you're not really thinking about the sex, because I've been there and I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done all of that.
Yep.
So now I'm really looking for a woman who I can actually connect with, who is equally yoked with me. I know the areas I lack in, which you can find that out through these cards as well. I know the areas that I lack in. I'm trying to see where you are. And when I ask you the question, what you bring to the table, which I hate, by the way, but what you bring to the table, now I'm understanding like, okay, this is what I need from this woman, rather than a sexual thing, because I can get sex from anybody. But can I get a woman who can take my business and give me thoughts about it and give me advice about it? Is this a woman who I'm slacking in my relationship with my kids that can help me fix my relationships with my kids? Like, is this a woman who can come in and make me feel secure in areas that I don't feel completely secure in? Like that's the part of being an intentional dater that I feel like matters. So it wouldn't be more about physical intimacy. And if you as a woman say, no, I don't want to get physical, and a man gets mad at that, don't get mad that he's mad at that. Like, take that for what it is and say, hey, he looking for something that I'm not looking for. There are intentional men out here. There are good men out here, despite what the world may say. There are great men out here that will love you, that will learn you. And it might be frustrating on a journey, but they're willing to go through that frustration for you. Understand that. And if you can't find that at that moment, you might be in a season in your life where you just need to be in your solitude. And that's okay. That's 100% okay. Learn you, love you, set your boundaries, stick with your boundaries, and continue life on a journey that you're supposed to go on. And if you are 50, 60 years old and still single, it does not mean that you failed in life. Do the things that you love, enjoy. And even if you meet a man at 70 and get married, I feel like that's a success. Like, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're happy in you and what you provide in life for you, and you have somebody to add that to, that's fine. That's an add to. That's not an end all be all. So that was actually my closing statement as well. So
okay. I'm going to ride with it because it was great.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Period.
So until the next time.
Period. Thank you guys for joining us once again. We love you guys so much. Our TikTok followings are getting up there. Like, it's not a whole bunch, but it is to us. Everything is a win. So if you don't follow us on TikTok, if you listening to us on Apple, if you listen to us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, go to Apple, subscribe to that, and then follow us on TikTok, because we be getting down with the get down. Period. Until next time, we love you guys.